Hello, hello. I'm a wee bit early, but I have a new computer and everything, and I want to make sure it's working. So if anybody is on in the comments, could you just let me know if you can hear me okay? Because I want to make sure everything is working. If it isn't working, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I figure we better find out now. It's the one thing about getting new things. It's all good? Okay, awesome. Yeah, the one thing about getting new things is that, you have to fix everything and make it work. But I was hoping everything was good. It appeared to be good. So we're just going to hang tight here for a minute and let everybody sign in. So Carol Ann says it's sunny but very windy in Alberta. We have beautiful sunshine here today. It's still a bit chilly though. We are towards the end of the week. We're going to get up into the high teens and low 20s, which will be really nice. But it's just been, yeah, Tracy, I got a new laptop a month ago and that's exciting, but still tweaking things. And I get that too. So my husband, so my son got a new, computer, not laptop, just computer. And I mean, he gave us his old one. His old one is not old. And he's a real techie guy. So he always has the fancy stuff. So my husband did some stuff to it. And so now I have a permanent computer and my laptop can actually be mobile, which is really what I needed. But he set everything up, but he did forget a few things. So we got those all sorted out, or at least I was hoping we did. So it looks as though we did, which is good. Okay, well, just first off, I want to say that I have been sick with a cold for like 3 weeks. And I thought it was gone, but it settled in and it ended up being pneumonia. So I have been kind of yucky for the last 5 days. And I couldn't go live because I would just cough and cough. But most of that is gone. Occasionally, though, I'll get that little tickle in my throat and it'll start to cough. So if I go running out of the room coughing, I will be back. But I'm hoping that I'll be okay. I've got water. I've got Halls. I think I'm going to be good. But you just never know, especially when you get talking. So for the most part, I think it's good. But I had to kind of stay off for a little while. Oh, I'm getting better. It was pretty mild, I think, as far as pneumonia goes. But it just settled into my chest, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. And off to the doctor I went, and she's like, you need drugs. So the drugs are working, and it's all good. But I did want to jump on and show you some new Spellbinders, and you guys are very tricky. So I did post earlier that we would be sharing new Spellbinders things, and all of a sudden everybody started buying Spellbinder stuff. So you guys think very differently than I do. I would be like, oh, let's wait and see what she's going to show us, and then yeah, but you guys don't wait. You just go right in there and you just start shopping, which is great. We love that. But I am going to share a bunch of new things. The first thing is this new mirrored cardstock. So mirrored cardstock is not new. Lots of companies carry it. Spellbinders has some very nice mirrored cardstock, I will say. And it's really great for anything that you want to be mirrored and shiny. Now think die cutting. So like, I know I've got dies that cut out cars and there's like chrome bumpers and, at Christmas time, you want gold accents on things that you're die cutting and so on. So that's where this mirrored cardstock comes into play. So gold and silver are the colors that they just came out with. And then, which I was really excited about, is mirrored black. So onyx mirrored metallic black cardstock. So this is really cool when you want something to be shiny and black. So I know that the computer is not going to show you exactly how mirrored it is. Well, you can kind of see because you can see my video equipment above me there. So it has a mirror finish and it is shiny and it's black. So that's kind of new. I've not seen mirrored black cardstock. I've seen like glossy black before, but this is kind of different. So we did stock up on all of these. So there should be lots for everyone to go shopping. And we do plan to carry this moving forward. So we should always have it in stock, or if we do run out, we will get more for sure. So this is is new to us. Okay, and then we're going to pull up the slideshow. I just finished, oh yeah, see, eyes, boots, belts, all that kind of stuff. I just finished a Zoom call with Spellbinders. They were talking about all their June releases. That's not the view I want. There we go. So there's lots of fun things coming. I will be doing a workshop with them in June as well. And we've got lots of classes going on behind the scenes, which is really cool. So this is a new release, and I will be honest, I did order this sparingly because I just wasn't sure what the reaction would be to something like this. So we can restock, no problem at all. But I did order it a little on the light side just because I wasn't sure what the reaction would be like. But it is called, what's the bundle called? I don't remember what the bundle's called. Doesn't matter. What it is it's a chess and checker die set. So I know there's lots of people that are into games, and I know chess and checkers is kind of a specialized game. You know, there's a lot of strategy and everything involved in it, but it's really cool. So there is a layering stencil, and this layering stencil, when you stencil it all out, will create the checkerboard. So you can see in this card sample that I have up here what that looks like when you just stencil it out. Pretty cute, right? Now, if you want some dimension, there is an embossing folder that you can use as well. So you can emboss and then you can stencil. You can stencil on your own, or you can emboss on your own. So we do sell them separately. So if you want both pieces, you'll have to buy them, add them both to your cart. But they can be used independently, or they can work together. Okay, so that is the board. And then there is the die set that makes the chess and the checker pieces. So here's your checker pieces here, and here's your chess pieces. And those are the dies there, which is kind of cool, I think. And then there's also a sentiment set that has all things punny to go along with the game pieces. So it's called Well Played. Now, I will say too that there is a set in the Honeybee release that will work well with this too. It came out with the Man Cave stuff, so we still have some of those. So go check out those sentiments as well. But this is a stamp and die combo, and it has some generic ones like Happy Birthday, Hello You. Let me see. Is that the only ones that are really generic? I guess so, yep. And then there's things like You Rule the Board, The Crown Suits You, Another Year, check. One Jump at a Time, Game On, Jump for Cake, Pawn to be Wild. So there's some really punny ones that kind of go along with it. Yeah, so that is that bundle of or suite of products, which is new. And then I just have a couple of more slides to show you. Carrie said she's been laid up with after shoulder surgery, and it's giving her too much time to shop and no time to craft. Well, darn it. Carrie, I did email you. You should check your inbox because there is an email waiting for you. I'm just waiting for your response. Yeah, but here's just a card sample just showing that embossed background. You can see that in the background there. And then this is what those chess pieces look like when you make them. So you can do them in all different kinds of colors and have a lot of fun with them. And here is the checkerboard. So you can see that it's got, if you use different colors, you can get different effects that way too. I think this is one that is just with the stencil, but this one here, you can see the dimension that's created with the embossing folder. And I think, so I know now. So this is the way I showed the embossing folder when I showed it to you the first time. But if you turn it, it does look like diamonds, which is kind of fun. And that's the way they've got it shown on that card there, which is really cool. So just some samples there to show you what that stuff looks like. And then next up, oh my gosh, guys, this is so cute. So they have brought out yet another really cool Disney option. This time it's wedding. And at first I thought that it was just going to be accessories for the Mickey and Minnie Mouse that they've already released, but it is not. for some reason, and if I go back in my videos with Spellbinders, they did explain why, but I wasn't really paying attention. But the accessories did not fit properly, and they didn't make them to fit that. So you get a whole set of it had something to do with the arms. But yes, so there's a whole set. It includes the critters and then all of the accessories to dress them up for wedding. So if you are a Disney fan and you like all things Disney, this one is super cute. And again, there are items in here that can often be used aside from the critters. Like this top hat could totally be used on its own. Even the veil, I think it could be used on its own too. I'm just going to look and see what it looks like on here. Yep, here it is here. So you could do that. There's little shoes, the little bow tie, all kinds of really cute stuff. But it is actually super adorable. Now, I love that the sample is shown on a pretty basic background. And this is an embossing folder, and this one's called Tufted. We've had it in our store before. We don't have it right now, but I did look through what we do have, and this one is called Cross My Heart, and it is very similar to the Tufted one. So it's got that diamond sort of background, and then in the center points of the diamonds, it's got hearts. And I did emboss it out so you could see what it looks like, and it would be really cute on any kind of wedding card. But I love how elegant it can look and just very subtle in the background. But I am going to order the Tufted one. So if it is something that you're interested in, feel free to email us and get your name on the notify list. That also helps me know if I need to order like 6 or if I need to order 30. So that is a really fun one. And it's generic. You can use it for anything. But I also think this is a good substitute too. So I did bring that one up to show you. And then along with the release of the characters, they also released a new press and foil plate. So this can be used with your Better Press machine and your foil, your glimmer machine. And you can see that it's got all of the classic mouse characters in the background. They are not dressed up like wedding though. So this does not have to do with wedding. It's just a really cute plate that you can use for a background. And you can foil it, which they've done in this card. But you can also just press it in ink, which is very nice too. And if you do it with a really light colored ink, it can be very subtle in the background. It just kind of ties everything together. And this is a nice way to introduce the Mickey and Minnie to wedding without it being the focal point too, which is nice. So there is a new press plate, which is fun. And then they do have a little die set called Wedding Accessories. And that is this one here. And this is not related to Disney. So you can use this for anything. I love the bow. It's got the bouquet. It's got a bell, the rings, the champagne and the flute. And then, of course, the cake. And look at the cake even has the little hearts on the top. So that is that die set there. And then I'm just going to show you. There you can see the bells at the top of the hearts. And here are the other elements shown on this card here. Isn't that adorable? Like, I just think that's so cute. And the rings, I just think would be really cool for wedding cards. I love the cake. I'm sure you could leave those hearts off the top and then it could just be a tiered cake. And then this champagne and the flutes can be used for other things as well. So I think it's pretty versatile and definitely can be very specific for wedding. And then there is a sentiment set that is a press and foil set. And I think this one would be really cool foiled out. So you get things like Save the Date, Mr. and Mrs., Just Married, Once Upon a Time, and Happily Ever After, which I think are perfect for wedding. It's a really nice size. It's a one and done kind of plate. So you can stamp or foil them all at once and cut them all out, which is my favorite way to do things. And then all the sample cards that I just shared have the greetings on them. So I'll just back up here so you can see them. But that's what Mr. and Mrs. looks like. And that is probably from a different release, the one that's on there. And there's the Just Married. So they're really cute. And there's the Happily Ever After. So that is that release, which I think is really fun. And then we are going to move on to this one here. So this is a die set that came out at Christmas time. It's called City Holiday. Giannis Makula is the one who designed this, and it was very popular. Now we've brought this back in because they've just released 2 new add-on plates. So again, very Christmas themed for the first release, which is your base die and the accessories that go along with it. But now what they've done is they've come out with the everyday windows, curtains, and flower boxes. So you can see here that you've got your windows and your flower boxes, and then there's curtains that you can do inside the windows as well. And then they've also done the everyday awnings. So that takes this die and makes it an everyday die. So now it doesn't have to just be themed for Christmas. So we did bring in the original one, but we know a lot of people already bought that. So you can buy these separately. So I think that is really a cool option. So here you can see the windows and flower boxes and curtains. And then here are the awnings. So that's just what's shown on the packaging here. And then here is just a couple of samples of what you can do to make it look like an everyday die rather than just the holiday die, which I thought was a pretty smart idea. So they took a die that was really popular and now they made it an all year round die. So I do love that. So if you are looking for just the add-ons, those are available individually. And then if you didn't get this die in the first place, we did order these in again as well. And then they did come out with a sentiment set that's called Welcome Home. And the sentiments are all themed kind of towards the house. So just popping by to say hi, a happy hello from my house to yours, wish you were here, welcome home, home is where the heart is, congrats on your new place, home sweet home, and home is where the story begins. So even if you don't, or you're not interested in these, this might go along with something that you already have in your stash. And it is a press and foil, so you can stamp it with your Better Press or you can foil it with your glimmer. So that is that. Any questions so far? Just throw them in the chat. I'm watching to see if anyone has any questions. Now, this next suite is my favorite from the release. And it is, oh my gosh, it's cleaning supplies. So I believe that anybody who did the Crop and Create event with Scrapbook and Cards magazine got a sample of this. And they did a couple of cards, but they've come out with the full release now, and it is adorable. Like, it's serious. I didn't think cleaning supplies could be this cute. So here you've got the Swiffer, the sponge, your cleaning detergent, your mop, your spray bottle, your scrub brush, your rubber gloves, your pail, the toilet brush. You've got everything that you need to make a cleaning card. So if you have a cleaning lady, you can make her a special card, which I think is so fun. But it, of course, goes beyond that. But there's all your dies. And then we'll just show you that there's the sample of the bucket all made up. There's a sentiment set that you can use that you can put your sentiments right on the bucket. You'll even notice there's florals in there, and I'll show you that in just a minute as well. But it does make a really cute scene. Yes, lots of small pieces. If you're dealing with Spellbinders at all, you know that lots of small pieces for sure, but well worth the effort, 100%. So get those tweezers out and that glue press, and it will come together pretty quickly. But I think it's a really cute concept. So that is just a sample there. Could make my kids a card with cleaning supplies to encourage them to clean. That's a good idea. All the moms out there will be doing that. So along with the die set with this, they came out with a floral set, which is this one here, just a basic floral set. It's called Petal Fresh. And that's where you can see, I'm just going to flip back to the previous card, the little flower, the white flower on the bucket and the greenery in the back. That's from this. So again, adding those little accent pieces really kind of bumps it up a notch. I think it's kind of fun, but you can use the florals on their own, and you can use them for just basic cards. Because when I show you the sentiment set, there are some basic sentiments in this as well. And I'm with you, Christina. I love small pieces. They make amazing cards. And I like the process of building all of this stuff as well. I think it's really cool. So there's just a sample of some ideas and cards that you can use the cleaning supplies to make. And there is a really cool embossing folder that comes along with this as well. And this one is really unique. So it's called Suds and Buds. And I'm going to hold it up. You'll notice that there are 2 patterns on the embossing folder. So their embossing folders are quite large, but you can see this one is split into 2, and it does make 2 A2 size panels. So what I did was I cut my cardstock and I placed one here and one here, and I went ahead and embossed it. And so here is what you get. So I'll hold this up and you can see, isn't that cute? I could just think of so many ways to use this bubble one. Lawn Fawn has a set with a bathtub, little rubber duck, and so on. It would make a very cute baby card. And I think this would be the perfect background for that. I've been wanting that set for a really long time. And I added it to my stash recently. So I need to dig it out because I just think it's so fun. And then this is the other panel that it makes. Something a little bit more generic. I'm just going to flip it over too because the deboss side is just as fun to use. Oh yeah, that could be snowballs. Smart thinking. Yep, there's a lot of fun things you could do with this one. But you get both. And if you put your papers into the embossing folder this way, run it through, you're going to get 2 panels. So you don't always have to use 2. If you only want this one, you just put your panel at the top and you can run it through that way. So it's a really cool way to do it. I love that idea. And of course, the bubbles go really nicely with the cleaning supplies. And this one is shown in some of their samples too. And then this is the sentiment set here. So, you know, things like hello, new day. Thanks for all you do. You've got this. Brighter days ahead. You can do hard things. So there's a lot of really generic sentiments. And I'm just going to hold this up so you can see the font. It is so cute. But this is fun too. You sweep me off my feet. Sending buckets of happy. Mess happens. You're my best sidekick. This is going to be a great day. A tidy hello. You're a breath of fresh air. So they've done some really punny sentiments to go along with the cleaning supplies that make them useful for everyday cards. So, and there's even a little stamp that does a bunch of bubbles, which I think is a cute addition as well. So I love that set. I can't wait to play with it. I got it as part of a kit with the retailer event that I'm doing. So I have already used the embossing folder because I wanted to try it out and show you guys. I'm just going to snag a drink here. And it might be time for a Halls as preventative so I don't start coughing. Okay. So next, did I show you all the samples? I did. Okay. So next up, we've got some things that are a collaboration with Lisa Horton and Spellbinders, which is always fun. So this one is the garden planter. So you get the wooden bucket and then the florals and the greenery that go in here. And this is what it looks like. So it's going to give you that wood grain pattern in your cardstock when you make your bucket. And you've got lots of options for florals and greenery and how you want to mix and match them. Of course, you can cut them out of any color of cardstock and you can do whatever you like. And you can use the florals with the bucket or without. And that's what's showing in this sample here. So you've got the bucket with the florals in it. And then you've also got just the florals being used on their own, which is kind of a fun option to have. And then there is the bucket, just a different color scheme. And there's some of that metallic paper. So see how fun it is to add those accents to certain die cuts. And then it really makes them look a little bit more realistic. I've shown the metallic paper with like a, what do you call that? This, I don't, it's stuff, it's like, it's not checkerboard. It's diamond plate. That's what I'm looking for. The diamond plate embossing folder. And it literally looks realistic. So the metallic paper is really fun to use. So that's what the bucket looks like. And then the next die I want to show you is this one. This is a really fun one. So this is called the open lace frame and then the landscapes. So you get both. You get this open lace frame, which is beautiful. So you can see here that there's the frame And then there's 2 dies that fit on the inside of this mat once it cuts out. And you can either cut it out as a frame, or you can leave the lacy part as a mat and just layer these pieces on. So, and then it also gives you the dies to do the landscaping pieces as well. So hills and clouds and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's kind of a neat one. I knew this was going to happen. Sorry, guys. And then we have a decorative lattice pattern. And again, this has a internal panel. I'll show you. Okay. With no cutting edge around the outside. So you can place that lattice pattern into anything. And then you can also cut it out as a panel on its own. I know that's a little bit hard to describe, but here's the lattice, and it's been placed inside of an arch. So you can do that kind of tricky work with this, this style of plate, because this piece on the inside is separate and it does not have an outer cutting blade. That's what this piece is for. If you add that in, you nest them together and then you have an outer plate. But I love that arch, and I think that's really cool. And again, you can see how you can use those florals to decorate it up and make it into whatever you want. And then this is kind of a unique thing. It's called the ripped edge circles. So they're nesting dies, and they kind of have that ripped edge design to them. So you can layer them, and you can create patterns just using the circles on their own. Or you can use them as a backdrop for florals or other things like critters and stuff like that. Or you can use them to put holes in your card for windows. And they will have that sort of jagged edge, which is kind of a neat thing to do. So I like the versatility of them. It's a nice basic for sure. And then these flowers are called stargazers, and you got a sneak of those just on the next card right there and on the next one here. So you can see how different they look just by cutting them out of different colors. And this style of die, they've done a few like this. I'm going to reorder some of the ones we've had in the past because they're very popular. They have long stems and then the flowers on the top. So you can mix and match them together. You can make long bouquets. You can shorten them. You can just use the flower tops on their own to make just clusters of the florals. So they're very versatile. I love how they can be mixed and matched, and they're very delicate. So they're just very light and airy when you use them. And then this one is the containers and foliage, and that is shown right here. So again, there's that lacy rectangle with the scene in the back, and then they've just added the vase and the greenery on the front. So all of these mix and match together quite nicely. Some really good basics in this release as well. And then fun pieces that you can add as accents. So those are really cool. This is a very exciting one. I love this the minute I saw it. It could have been because there was rainbow in the packaging. But these are called squiggly rectangle frames. So each one of these dies does another size of squiggly line. So it's like rickrack. Do you guys know what rickrack is? It's that trim that has that sort of squiggle finish to it. So you can use all the different sizes. They all nest together, but each one is an individual die. And then I love what they did on this card is they used just the long edge on the largest one, and they used it as strips, and they just nested them together, just cut them out of a bunch of different colors. And you can use them as strips as well, which I also think is a great idea. So that's another really nice piece to add to your collection. I don't have anything like this in mind, so I think that's a really cool option. Lynn said she didn't know there was a live. No worries. You can go back and watch it from the beginning. We did post on our social media just after lunch, I think, and let everybody know that we were going to be going live. But yeah, this is a fun one for sure. And there's just an example of how you can use it as strips. And then another really cool thing that they came out with, and I know it seems very simple, is this check please. It's called Check Please. And it's a stencil that just does like a checkerboard pattern. And you can create some very beautiful stenciled backgrounds just using whatever color combination you want. And then you can layer on your large words and your one-line sentiments and come up, even florals, and come up with some pretty cool designs pretty quickly. So I really think this is a nice basic in your stash as well. And Storm says nice. Okay. And then Lynn said, cool, would make great waves. Yes, that squiggly line would make great waves. And I'm sure if you cut them out and lined them up, if your card was a little more narrow, you could line these like directly together and have them touching, which would be cool as well. So I love the checkered stencil. Oh, yes. And then, oh, before we go to the slides, you've been seeing some sentiments on a couple of the cards. They've come out with 2 new sets like this. So what they do is they come out with a main word, and you'll notice how many layers it has. There's 3 layers there. So this one says so, and then all of the sub-sentiments go along with that. So you can stamp this out, put your die across it. It cuts them all out at once, and they all go with the word so. Okay, and there's 3 layers. So you can use 1, 2, or all 3 layers when you do the word so, depending on how bold you want it to be. And then the other one they did was hugs. And then you'll get all these sub-sentiments that go along with it, which I love. So there's your stamp. And then the die cuts them all out. And then you can use any variation of the word hugs. So you can use 1 layer, 2 layers, or 3. Okay, you could ink blend different blues in pattern if you want the lake. And then, yeah, well, Lynn's mind is going. She's got plans for that squiggly frame die. For sure. Okay, so this set is not new, and we have ordered it in many times for our customers. But we haven't really stocked it. And I'll be quite honest, when it first came out, I thought, who is going to make pasta cards? But it is a real thing. So I would say we have at least ordered it in special for 6 to 8 people. And I decided, you know what? I'm just bringing it in. So we have a couple of bundles available that give you all the pieces that you're going to see here. And then we also have everything individually. So again, you know, I didn't order super deep, but if we run out, we can order things individually, and we can also order the whole bundle. So just know. Oh, yeah. So again, we had a part of our card swap group. One of the swap themes was food, and people were using the pasta set. And it is very cool when you see it used, for sure. But it comes with the pasta friends. And I mean, what is not cute about them? I mean, I never doubted that they weren't cute. I just didn't think people would make pasta cards. So here's all your different kinds of pasta. And then they also have another one called Ingredient Buddies, and it's got the meatballs, the cheese, the tomato, and the garlic, which are also really fun. And those are dies, so you can cut them over and over and over. They do have a sentiment friend set. And again, some of them are just basic ones like best wishes and hello, happy birthday for you, that kind of thing. But then there's a bunch of punny ones that will go along with the food. So I think that's a really fun thing to do. And then they have this amazing embossing folder. I did not emboss this out, but look how cool it is. So I just think that is so well done. So all the pieces are available individually, but then you can also use them or purchase them as a bundle. So here's a card just showing you those pasta friends. And here you can use the pasta without the faces. It doesn't have to all be crazy. And there's little mushrooms here and the fork and stuff like that. So you can create a little scene of food. And there is that embossing folder. Yes, I know Yvonne was one of the people that we recently ordered it in for. And when she requested it, I thought, that's it. I'm ordering it for the store. So, but look how the ink blending on the background really brings out the detail in the embossing folder. Isn't it fun? So I think that's a really cute one for sure. Okay, so this is the end of this slideshow. I'm going to remove it. And then you're just going to have me for a minute. My camera's tilting. There we go. Okay, so restock. We just got the restock on the happy birthday die that you see here. So these are called layered whatever. So this is the layered happy birthday. They're not overly huge, so they look really good on cards, and they still give you room to do other things. So there's sometimes when you want your sentiment to take up a lot of space. And then there's sometimes when you want it to be really tiny and not even really noticeable. And then there's times where you want sort of like a middle of the road thing. So this is one of those times where you could do middle of the road. And also if you're not into stamping as much as die cutting, then these are a great option for you. And you can use them just on their own, or you can use them with the shadow. So the birthday one was just restocked. Same with Sympathy. That one just was restocked as well. And then we also have, the numbers are getting down on all of these, but Best Wishes, congrats, get well soon, hello friend, thank you, and thinking of you. So all those basics that you need all the time. So the popular ones, Happy Birthday and With Sympathy, those ones were just restocked, but then we have all those other ones too. And then also a bestseller is the Birthday Laughs Sentiment Set. So we've shown this a couple of times, and we've ordered it in. I think this is our 4th round of this particular set. So they are a bit snarky. So this is, how old are we telling people you are now? And then, is this the birthday when you start carrying a tissue in your sleeve? It's not gray hair. It's sparkle from your soul escaping. It's all fun and games until your metabolism slows down, and so on. So there's solid ones, and then there's also ones that have like an open font that you can color in. So instead of grandkids, I got you this card. Sorry, I called you old. I thought you knew. So there's some really cute ones in here. So if you have a use for snarky sentiments, we do have a pretty good stock of these right now. It's taken us a little bit to get to this point because we would order in, 15 of them, and then they would all be gone in a heartbeat. So we have a nice, I think we have 8 or 10 of them in stock right now. But I did want to show that one again, just to show you that it is back. And then I believe this one is it might be new, but we've had other dies similar to this. This one is the cloud one. So this gives you 3 different cutting dies to create clouds, which is just a nice basic to have in your stash. No stitching, nothing fancy. And they all have kind of a little bit of a different edge, so you can layer them together nicely and create different scenes. So very inexpensive too. I think it's a good deal. And then this one is called the Playful Stitched Panels. And I'll hold that up just so you can see the design on the edge. They've got some stitching, like a wonky stitch on the edge. And then the edges are a little bit wonky as well. They do all nest together, but they're all individual panels. That middle one would make a really cute tag. We did restock. I told you guys that, a live or two ago that this was coming back. This is that nice big bear. I do have card samples for this. I meant to grab them. Amanda created a whole bunch of them. She did just post them in our inspiration group. But I'm just going to grab the cards really fast. They're right here. So I'll show you the ones with the big bear. We have all of the stuff in stock for this now. But here's the big bear right there. Isn't that cute? And the card says big squishy hugs. There's a die set that goes along with this that does the hugs word, and then there's sentiments to go with it. But that's what does the big bear. And it does the mini bears too. And that is what you're going to see. Where is it? Oh, right here. So these are all the little bears inside the chip bag there. So if you were waiting for that to come back in stock, it is now available. And then also from that same release, for a tiny bit of time, we had these tiny bears, and they went out of stock, and then Spellbinders didn't have them either, but now they're back and we were able to get those. So these are just like little embellishments that are like the little gummy bears. So those are available as well. We also restocked one of the most popular embossing folders we've carried in a long time, and it is the Classic Pooh Baby Blocks. So this does a panel where it does all the alphabet in the little blocks, but you can cut this apart and use them individually as well. They have lots of samples online showing this being used. It's a really fun one. So that's been restocked. And then we also restocked this embossing folder, and I just want to grab, I have a couple of samples for that too. That was the baking release that they did with Spellbinders. And here, I'm just going to grab the ones that have the embossing folder. Here we go. This is what the embossing folder looks like in action with the baking supplies. So you can see how fun that background is. And then here's another one where she's just done some ink blending on it as well. So it's just a nice way to add the theme to your card background as well. And that one's been out of stock for a while, so we're happy to have that back. I'm just looking to see if people are commenting. Ordered some new goodies. Can't wait to spend some quality time with my craft room. I like your thought process. Quality time with your craft room. That's a great idea. And Lynn said she's having a baby in her family this summer. Well, that's exciting. Okay, and then I'm going to pull up another slideshow here because we finally have most of these items in stock again. This release has been so popular. It's these outdoor woodland critters from Spellbinders. Amanda has all of the samples at her house. She's finally finished them all, but she did upload photos, so I snagged them so I could show them here in the slideshow. We are recording a live. It's not really a live. We are recording a video where Amanda's going to be creating, I believe, this card. And then we will post that on our YouTube channel. So I will be working with her. The plan is to do it tonight. But between her 3 kids and my cold, we haven't been able to align ourselves very well, but we're planning to do it tonight. But let's just get to the critters here. So there are 2 sets of critters that you can get. So this one is the Woodland Trio, and that gives you this hedgehog, the deer, and the fox. And then, or no, that looks like a squirrel. Sorry. And then this one is the Trailside Trio. It gives you the skunk, the fox, and the raccoon. And then there are accessories. So this one's called Camp Days. So you get all of the accessories. You don't get the critter, but you get all of the things that you can then dress them up and do fun things with them. And then there's also the Splash Days, which give you the fishing rod, the paddle, the life jacket. There's the male and female bathing suits and the canoe. And then this one is called Trails End, which gives you the sign, the hammock, and these amazing trees. I love those. And then there is a background stencil called Lakeside Memories, and that does create a really cool backdrop, which you'll see in some of the samples. And then, of course, there is the sentiments that go along with them. And again, some of them are punny and they kind of relate to the critters, but then there's plain ones as well, like happy birthday and all kinds of stuff like that that you can work in. But I'm just going to flip through the little slideshow here and show you what they look like when you kind of put them all together. Now, the cabin that you're looking at there, that is an add-on from a previous release, and it's the ski lodge. So Amanda has taken that ski lodge and she's worked it in to her designs, and it's no longer a ski lodge, it's a cabin. So I love that you can use things from previously released sets and work them into new ones. She just took off the lights and the snow. You could even use this tree as well if you want that style of tree in your background, but that's what that cabin is from. And then we've got, oh, there's the stencil. So the stencil is this one here. And that's what it creates, is that lakeside scene. And then you can just put your critters right on top of that, or other things that you might have in your stash. You don't necessarily have to just use these critters. If you can buy this, you can buy the stencil to just create that. And then maybe you've got something else you want to use on it. And even if you don't use anything at all, just the critters, they just look so good. They really pop off your background. They would make great embellishments on layouts as well as cards. And there is the, some of the sentiments are shown there too. And he's got the lantern and the bow and arrow. She's all ready for a beach day. And she's going out to play tennis, badminton, pickleball, I don't know. whatever works, right? And this is the cabin. I just threw this slide in so you could see what it was actually supposed to be used with. It goes along with the skiers, which are here. So you can use the cabin for winter scenes, and it looks amazing as a winter scene, but that you can totally transform it into something that will work with the critters as well. So that is the end of that slideshow. Remove, and we're almost done. We did get a restock on these rub-ons. I just am in the process of putting an order together with Spellbinders after our Zoom meeting today, and I am restocking the ones that are still available. Some of them have sold out, and I don't know if they'll be replaced, but if they are, we will bring them back in. But they're always bringing out new ones too. So there are 2 different sheets of rub-ons inside here, and you can make some pretty spectacular cards with those. So those are available again as well. And that is it. So that is everything that just came in with the Spellbinders order. So you can go and check out that brand if there's been things that you've been looking for and they weren't shown in the video. They may have just gone into inventory, and things like tweezers, and like we don't always show all those things all the time. So go check out the Spellbinders brand. We also uploaded a restock of Lawn Fawn, so their latest release. So all that tool stuff. I didn't want to show everything today, so I didn't know how my voice would hold out, but I might be back to show those tomorrow, but we'll see how the day goes. But you can also check out Lawn Fawn as well. And then we will be unpacking other companies throughout the week as well. Okay, so that is it for today. We hope to see you again soon, and have a good one.